Good evening, dreamers. Welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead. As promised earlier, we said we were going to do an instructional video on how to make a hog waterer from a barrel. This is the method that we have found that we like the most. We've tried many different methods. We've tried stock tanks, we've tried rubber bowls, we've tried old bathtubs, all kinds of different things. And this has been the best one for us. Now, I do understand that some people haven't had success with them, but we have had great success with them. And here in southern Indiana, it gets really cold during the winter. Not super duper cold like some places, but it gets cold enough that things freeze. I think we're expecting 14 degrees Sunday night. With this method, we've not had our water source for our pigs to freeze, so they've been able to continue to get water. Now, the key to that is to keep the lid on top of your barrel. We have noticed if the lid's not on the barrel, the water will freeze a lot faster. So something about that lid being on there, I think it just keeps the wind from being able to blow across it. I'm not really sure the science on it, but it keeps it from freezing. Now, what we have noticed is during several deep cold days, we may get an inch of ice on top of the water in the barrel, but there's still plenty of gallons of fresh water under it that the pigs are able to enjoy. So we're going to go through the steps that it takes to make this video, or this hog waterer, I should say, in this video. But without further ado, let's get started. So before you begin any project, we have learned over the years that it is best to gather all your materials, because, at least with children like mine, it is often very time consuming to be in the middle of a project and say, hey, go get that tool that I know you used and didn't put back up where it used to be, so I can't find it. So yeah, he's pointing, but that kid right there has cost me 4 sets of sockets since we moved here, because he likes to tinker with stuff, take it apart, and leave ratchets and sockets and wrenches and screwdrivers all around the yard. So we've got our materials together. We're going to show you these. And here's a prime example. We are missing the paddle bit from my spider bit set. I needed that 3/4 inch, so we're going to use an El Cheapo bit. I like the spider bits best, but we're missing it. We ordered standard hog nipples from Amazon. They're super cheap, guys and gals, super cheap. These things work like a champ. Now, this is a new thing I'm going to do this time around, and it's mainly because we're going to also try to repair a barrel that a friend had made and see if this will help. I've never put the thread tape on it before, but we're going to rock out with it this time around and see what we can do. Obviously, you need your drill. You've got a crescent wrench for running that thing in there, because you want your hole to be just barely big enough that this thing will start threading in there. Okay, you don't want the hole to be loose. That's how you start getting leaks. And as Dylan said, you need refreshments. So we've got our beer. We're ready. All right, we're going to get started. Hey, are you going to come over here so we can show them how to make this hog video?
Oh.
We're doing a hog water video. We're not doing a twerk class, okay? Here we go. All right, so I've got the barrel upside down. My camera lady's a bit crazy, so y'all bear with me. Now, there's multiple places that you can put this. If you are not going to put this on blocks like we do, then you're going to want to put your nipple somewhere up here so that you have a water base that anchors everything for you, okay? You're going to have all those gallons of water below your nipple, and that'll keep that barrel, in place for you. We also use ratchet straps and strap this to a T-post to keep them from knocking it over. Now, since we put ours up on blocks, we're able to utilize the entire barrel, and so we put our nipple about right here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get that hole started. All right, the spider bit would have did a whole lot better, guys and gals, but we're using the El Cheapo bit. It is what it is. I'm gonna grab my materials for you. Okay, so we've got the nipple, and the nipple can just barely get started in there, okay? It's real snug, and that's what we wanted, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of thread tape on here, some plumbing thread tape. So my grandpa taught me this years ago. When you put that thread tape on there, you want to get that thread tape going in the opposite direction of the direction that you're going to tighten the threads into whatever you're putting them into, okay? So for our purposes, we're gonna get this thread tape in here and we're gonna get it in here tight. It's wet, it's slipping. It's slipping so much. There we go, good. Getting it nice and tight in there. Got a little thread tape in there. Son, grab that caulk. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this going. Once I get this started, before I bottom it all the way out, we're gonna get some caulk on here, okay? So we got a hand started. Back on up, Genesis, so they can see your brother getting the caulk. All right, so Dylan is going to dry the area around the nipple. He's going way out there. We don't need to worry about way out there. We need to just worry about right here because this is where we're gonna apply a layer of silicone, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my crescent wrench here, my adjustable wrench, and I'm gonna get this drove in about halfway, okay? Once I get it about halfway in, we're gonna put a layer of silicone on these threads. It's not gonna be a crazy heavy layer, y'all. All right, Dylan. You go all the way around it. Genesis, come on in and let them see it. Did you puncture the tube, son?
I think so.
It doesn't appear so.
I'm new to this caulking thing, guys.
My assistant didn't prepare. There you go. All right, and he cut a massive hole. When you're doing a fine application, you don't want that much of a hole, but we'll work with it, guys and gals. All right, so he's gonna get us some caulk around this nipple, if he can. There we go. I prefer to use clear caulk. I was at work and my kids got the caulk ready. That's plenty, son, because that's way thick. My kids got the caulk out though. I prefer to use the clear silicone caulk. So I didn't realize that they had gotten the white, but it's okay, it'll work. Give me another paper towel, buddy. All right, he made a big old mess here, but it'll be okay because when this all cures, it's still gonna do what we need it to do. Dylan, run in and get us a wet paper towel so that we can clean off some caulk, Bubba. We do not want our pigs chewing on caulk. So we're getting all that cleaned off that nipple there, and then we'll go ahead and tighten this in. All right. So now that Dylan has caulked this for us, we're running this all the way in. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We'll just come through here. We're gonna press that caulk up next to where the nipple seated in the barrel, okay? You don't need big globs of caulk around it. You just need a layer. And we're actually gonna let this cure indoors because it's really cold. And once this cures, this will be good to go. We're gonna let it cure for 24 hours before we give it to the pigs. You got my wet napkin?
Yes, sir. All
right. So we're gonna wipe off the excess caulk from the nipple because he went a little crazy with that caulk. Again, he's new to the job. He's not a professional caulker just yet, but it's okay. Nobody's professional their first time out. Nobody's professional their 100th time out. I've seen guys on the job site with their pants covered in caulk that they had to wipe off and stick on the daggum pants. So here we go. Got our layer of caulk on there. I'm gonna flip this bad boy over and let y'all see that the nipple is orientated up. Okay, so the nipple is up. We've got our caulk on there. We're gonna let that cure for 24 hours, and then this pig water will be ready to go. Show them the inside, Genesis. There you go. Now, guys and gals, I'm going to attempt to repair the one that my buddy did. And if we can't, my buddy Rodolfo told me that Lowe's and Home Depot and any other hardware store now has a kit that you can use on these barrels, a female kit that you can thread through the barrel wall and then thread your male nipple into. So if we aren't able to repair this other one, that's what we'll end up doing. But this is how we've done it, and this has been successful for us time and time again. Yep, so what she just showed you right there, pigs are very smart and very inquisitive, okay? So what we like to do to get them to come up to this nipple is we put a little bit of peanut butter on here. They'll start licking that off and water will come out naturally. And then they have a natural tendency to want to suck on things. So they'll start sucking that water right on out, and it does fine. All right, Dylan, bring me over that next barrel and let's try to rehab it. All right, Genesis, come on in here and show them. So this barrel, see how it's free spinning, guys and gals? And we've already taken some chunks of the silicone off. This barrel had way too much silicone on it, but it was also spinning loosely and freely, and it shouldn't have been. If it's spinning, you know, real loose and easily, it's gonna leak. This one didn't leak terribly, but it leaked. And that's not something you want if you have an indoor pig pen like ours in the barn for the farrowing. We don't want them having a big mud hole or anything. See, that's real loose, guys and gals. And I see the problem right there. So this barrel we didn't make, a buddy made it, but you can see there's a chunk missing right there. So I don't know if we'll be able to get this one repaired by just thread taping this or not. We're gonna try to thread tape this, and we're gonna try to put a new batch of silicone on and see if we can get this one fixed. And we'll have to give you guys an update on this one. And if not, we might shoot a second video using that through the barrel female kit that my buddy Rodolfo told us about. So we're gonna get this all loaded up, and we'll let you guys and gals know how this one works out for us. Unfortunately, even with the thread tape, we're not gonna be able to span that gap where the hole got chipped somehow. You can still see it barely right there.
Still spinning.
I don't like the idea of trying to caulk that and hoping that caulk doesn't get jostled loose at some point when a pig's sucking on this. So we're gonna get that through the barrel kit and shoot a second video another time on this one.
Catch.
Whoa! All right, so I guess that means we got the project done and it's time for a beer. Nothing like a refreshing ice cold root beer, y'all. So listen, I did joke in the beginning of the video and I said that we were teaching you guys how to do a hog water or not twerk classes. If you guys want twerk classes on the second Tuesday of each week for a minimal monetary donation, I will teach you how to twerk. Second Tuesday of each week. Now, we've got this project done. We're going to take this water barrel in the house. We're going to let it cure. And tomorrow we will, you know, get out here, set it up, and let you guys see the bad boy in action. Now, what I will tell you is this. It's wintertime in southern Indiana. My kids have clogged the toilet. I used my 15-foot snake. I removed a big wad of disinfecting wipes, and it's still not working. It makes me sad. But if you guys stay tuned, tomorrow night I'm going to be under the house after I get home from work and stopping by the hardware store, grabbing some plumbing so I can put a clean out tee in our drain. And I'm going to be under the house with wolf spiders as big as tarantulas. I'm going to have the dill pickle filming, and I'm going to go to town on that plumbing. I'm no pro plumber, guys. I'm an amateur, but we'll get it figured out. And like we like to say around here, till next time, y'all.
Keep dreaming.
Wait, guys, wait. This video is for pigs, so we got to show them a pig.
Oh, you mean a real pig?
Yeah, let's do that.